my crypto bit brothers and sisters. This here is dysfunctional bulldog Rod, and over here we got Papa Ron, who's not dysfunctional. We get
Finally,
along great.
finally, some truth.
You know, somebody made a comment about the different hats that I wear. Well, you know, a lot of the hats have been given to me. This one was given to me by my daughter because I am dysfunctional. And I've got them from all over the world. I got one from the embassy in Romania. I got one from Nice, France, and I got anyway. I go on. Hey, Ron! I was going to ask you something. Did you see that guy yesterday? It was on. It was. I guess it was viral. It happened to be going through YouTube, and this guy from South Carolina started railing on the people in. What was it? Greensboro.
It's at city council about we're debating if they should allow a gun show into their city.
Yeah, gun show, and also the mayor wants to take guns out of the hands of the individuals there, and this guy stood up and gave impromptu what do you call it? Impromptu talk about government control and about he is the people, and that's right. We are the people. I am the people. You are the people. All you fans out there in crypto are the people, and we have the right to do this. And today I ran across an article from South Carolina that the Republican. Let me see.
Rod, his last name is Robinson, I believe. And
Robinson, yeah.
Folks, if that's a good video, and maybe Rod, we ought to include that in the description box. Those that haven't seen it. Okay, yeah, I'll put it in there.
It's great. I don't know how many of you are for gun control and stuff, but it's not the gun control issue. Just like this guy said, this is only part of it. And if they start controlling one thing out of the Constitution, who gives us the God-given right, the right to own guns and to have a militia, and because we don't know what the government's going to do, especially these days. Anyway, South Carolina Republicans introduced a bill to consider succession over gun rights. You know, and I'm going, boy, that sounds good. But the only problem is, this is a great article, by the way, and we'll put it down in the description about what they talked about. But the whole thing is that after the Civil War, the United States said that there was no state that could succeed anymore, and they signed an agreement. Each state did sign an agreement that they would not do that they won't do any more succession or talk about it or anything. So this is really against the law. But I'm going to say one thing. But Texas was the only state that said, screw you, I'm not signing that, saying that we can't succeed, because we can succeed. We were our own nation anyway before we came into the United States, talking about Texas. I'm a Texan, by the way, folks. You know, I was born and raised there, so, you know, I got Texas. Well, once you're a Texan, you got Texas blood, and you're a Texan all the time, even though I may live somewhere else. And all my kids were born there, you know, so... But anyway, it's kind of funny now. Here we have they're talking about secession.
Republican Congressman Ralph Norman of South Carolina
over this thing. This is really becoming a big issue these days. And I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see it up the front. And we need to talk about it in the positive sense, not the you know, they don't talk about the idiots that are using the gun. It's just a tool. What about somebody how many stabbings are there? I'm sure there's probably more stabbings than there are guns in causing crimes. Anyway, I don't know. Let me get off my high horse again. And thanks for those comments about yesterday about me being right over Ron.
And before we started this video, we had a debate about it again. We're still working on it, folks. Hey, but lately, as Rod, as I've been looking through crypto articles, there's been several written on George Soros, and who's now warming up to crypto, they say. And of course, this guy has been one of the cryptos in a bubble, and you know, it can't be used really as currency, and he gives his reasons. But there was just so much of this, and there's been some other things that kind of led me to this direction today.
This guy, I gotta say something about this guy. This guy here, you have to have a cross. You need to have a cross in your hand and put it up to his face, because he is nothing but evil. Period. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Rod. Well, George Soros has got enough money to push any agenda he sees fit. And so and then today I thought, well, wait a minute, I'm gonna talk about one of these articles. And like I said, they've been on the last few days, and we've kind of just skipped by them, but it kind of brought up some other things that maybe will help tie in what we talked about yesterday. But George Soros now is warming up to crypto, and it's not. Folks, anytime you hear anything from the Hollywood people or financial end or people that are heavily into stocks or derivatives, any of these types of things, they're centralized people. They're out there for control and to make as much money as possible on the backs of us. And if it gets down to manipulating the stock market or controlling the bond market or any of those things, they do that to make money on it. So if George Soros is now warming up to crypto, it's because he's going to get in on the financial end of it and probably place hedge bets within the derivative market or so on. He's in this to make money. Matter of fact, he had kind of a quote in here, Rod.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one.
So he's flip-flopped on his idea. Not that people can't do that, but you got to look at these guys' motives. And it's highlighted in yellow here. Ooh, hang on, folks. We'll just zoom this in so we can all see it. Yeah, baby.
Oh, look at that.
Cryptocurrency is a misnomer and is a typical bubble, which is always based on some kind of misunderstanding. Bitcoin is not a currency because a currency is supposed to be a stable store of value. And the currency that can fluctuate 25% in a day can't be used, for instance, to pay wages, because wages drop by 25% a day. So what he's saying that really Bitcoin is purely just for speculation and to make money. Because if you pay somebody in crypto for their 2 weeks' wages and it drops 20% the next day, well, you really haven't helped that guy. That could be a valid point.
It is a valid point.
Well, it is. But if you go back, I mean, we're still in the very beginning stages of crypto. First of all, we know that our dollar is kept stable by what? A centralized banking system. They do whatever they can to keep that stability. But how many years has fiat been around? I personally believe that if crypto fulfills its destiny and provides a true way of exchanging value between people, it will stabilize out. But right now, where the market goes up and down, the volatility, and people are jumping in to make some money or holding tight, yeah, right now it is that way. But I don't think it'll be like that forever. I think it will create some stability the more it's used. And if you look over time, the fiat dollars have been volatile. They might not be on a daily or weekly usage in the volatility as crypto, but it has. I mean, we've showed this chart before, Rod, but it just kind of perfectly exemplifies how the dollar bill has decreased in value. Its purchasing power has gone from a full dollar down to a few pennies now over time. And it's not so much that things are raising in price, it's that our dollar bill is losing its purchasing power. So, and then you got a couple other guys we threw in the title. One is Mark Cuban, and he's the owner of the Mavericks in what is the Mavericks, Rod? Is it football or basketball or?
Yeah, basketball.
Basketball. I don't watch any of them damn crap sports. Bunch of babies on the field. They fall down and whine, and they got to be carried off of the stretchers and all that crap. But anyway, so Mark Cuban now, he used to diss the cryptocurrency too, talking about a bubble and this and that. But all of a sudden now matter of fact, didn't I think I found an article, Rod.
You did?
If I can. Here it is right here. And I don't know how recent this is. It's dated back in, that doesn't even say. Yeah, it does right there. August of 2017. Mark Cuban backs new 20 million cryptocurrency venture fund. Venture fund. He's playing with the big boys. All of a sudden, and then he just aligned himself with some new ICO too, I thought, Rod, to where he was going to be part of this new platform also. I can't remember what it was. But again, all of a sudden he's on board with crypto because he knows he can get in there and make a boatload of money on either shorting it and playing with the derivatives and all that stuff. Same with George Soros. And then you got Jamie Dimon. What bank is he with? It's not Saks either. Anyway, all of them. All of a sudden they're kind of on board now because they know that they want to get control.
Because they know how to do it.
That's right. And they see the opportunity, and it's all about making all the money they can and getting control once again of something where they can control the people. That's why fiat currency hasn't changed in all these years. It's worked perfectly for them. And the more and more we get into a cashless society, and that's why I've always balked about taking on debit cards and visas. I'm kind of a cash guy. I just feel they track everything, and it gives them power. And so here we have crypto that's actually going to bring that freedom and power back to us as individuals if we stay on a decentralized type system.
Yep.
So when you see the exchanges and all these people that, where is their background? How does Mark Cuban have any say anyway? Like Rod and I should, but that's right. We put them in the spotlight like these Hollywood people and think that they have some expertise or some valued opinion on whether it be crypto or whatever they're harping about. It just doesn't make any sense to me at all. So, folks, if you, I guess I'm just raising up a word of caution. If you hear something from guys like Cuban and Soros and Jamie Dimon, anybody that's involved with Hollywood, and there's a lot
Twitter
more people.
Twins.
Yeah, Twinklevoss twins.
Yeah.
If they're pushing centralized type systems, they're against the cause, in my opinion. They're looking out for number one themselves, and most of us do anyway. We all want to care about ourselves and our destiny and financial stability and stuff, but man, I don't know. This is an opportunity. Crypto gives us the opportunity to get our financial freedom back, make our own decisions without government intervention or any yahoo like George Soros, So I think we ought to just avoid these types of systems or things that these guys bring forth onto the table. And it's hard to, because even Rod and I, yesterday we kind of harped on Coinbase and Gemini, and we use those exchanges, but yet they're not for the best interest. They're to make as much possible money as they can, and to do that they need to keep us in their system, in their control. So the sooner we have more flexibility in trading with each other, and the better it'll be. And it's going to take some time.
You will. And prices are still going to go up.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. We're not discussing price anymore. It's going up. Think about that. If you got a guy like George Soros that's now all of a sudden going to play a crypto game, he's not coming in here to lose money. My heck. He's coming in to make a bundle of money. And to make that money, he's either got to short the market and bet on that, which is what's been going on, or he's going to get his position bought and let this baby ride on up. It's the same with It's the same with all of them. So, sorry, Rod.
No, you did good. You did good. I was just sitting there thinking, though, if you and I were in their boat, would we be doing the same thing?
Well, if we were tied into the establishment like they are, yeah, might be.
Yeah, I was thinking, I don't know. I mean, here we are. We want to make a bundle of money, and they already got a bundle of money, but they always want to make more money. I mean, how much money can you spend in a lifetime?
Well, obviously.
But it gets to a point, though, with money, it becomes power, and people become power hungry. And I guess never had enough money to become power hungry.
Right. It's true with all of us. But along with making enough money and Rod, you and I are the age, it's not about buying the new car, or the jet skis, or whatever, the snow. It's not about that anymore. It's probably putting stuff aside for our children, and some of that stuff. But even though we are speculating on it for that cause, what's that?
I want to spend all mine.
Yeah, that's all right too.
I'm gonna go travel more, man. Once this thing hits, I'm gonna be traveling. Oh yeah, baby, I'm gonna travel the whole United States.
Might hit up to Colorado and Arizona, huh?
Oh man, I'm gonna go up to Maine and the whole bit. I like to travel the United States, and then I'll go overseas.
But there's something too besides making money for what we're gonna do is the decentralized system. Because, Rod, you and I have studied government for a lot of years and the purpose of money and how it's worked and the Federal Reserve. And so we've actually saw this as an opportunity to break free of that.
Absolutely.
So part of us is on board with that. And we need to fight for that and keep conscientious of the direction and the path we need to be headed on it. And I'm sure sooner or later we're going to see some of these tokens and coins and platforms similar to Ripple that'll be a centralized system. And, and for a long time, people have harped on us because we bring forth the Ripple news. But I see their point. Ripple is... Give me the word I'm looking for. Ripple is...
Banks?
Well, they're pushing a centralized system out there, and that's what we should be fighting against. Yeah. And maybe it's becoming more aware to me now that, maybe we need to choose sides on this and say, hey, Soros and the rest of you, we're not on your side. We need to keep this decentralized where we can control it ourselves, or platforms that are totally decentralized. Anyway, I've been belaboring this too long. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, but the question is, I'm sure everybody out in crypto land agrees with you, but the problem is, how do we really do that for the common person? The only person that has control is their power is these guys with the bucks. I have no bucks.
No, you're right. And they're controlling their side. But Rod, if we stay on a decentralized system, so let's say Litecoin, big talk about Litecoin, and Litecoin gets into atomic swaps and this and that, to where we actually can use this as long as we have internet and access to internet and electricity, they can't stop us. I can send money to your wallet, and their platform will be globally too. I guess what I'm saying is we need to avoid the platforms or the derivative, anything that these guys come up with, And as soon as we can buy crypto through atomic swaps and stuff, and there's there's platforms coming on board that are going to make that possible for us.
Like
then we can get away from places like Coinbase and Gemini and so on. The key right now is not only do we need to purchase it, but we need to, at some point, cash out back to fiat if that's what it takes to pay off fiat loans.
Yeah.
So I don't know where it's all headed. I know there's a division probably coming, and we just want to be on the right side of it.
Good. Well, I'm all for it. And I think we need to do that. And I tell you what, I think that everybody should go down to school boards and tell them that they need to start teaching the Constitution again. We've been drifting away from it so bad. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they want to take that out, that's for sure. All right, folks, thanks for watching.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And give us a thumbs up, my friends. And remember, God bless. We'll see you tomorrow.